Hello, hello, good evening. Long time no talk. It's really great to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just going to do a quick audio check and make sure that we have audio. So bear with me just a second while I test that out. I hope you guys are having an amazing evening this evening, and I hope you can swing on by. Oh yeah, good. Awesome. We do. Hello, Matthew. It's good to see you. So tonight on the Cancer Coach Talks, we are going to be talking about the art of celebrating. Oh, wait, is she going to suggest that we celebrate cancer? I am going to suggest that. Hi, it's good to see you too, Matthew. Oh my gosh, it's been forever, I feel like, since I've been here on these talks. So we're going to get back to a little bit of a regular schedule now that the holidays are over. So yes, so I am going to make the suggestion that you celebrate cancer. And we're going to talk about how to do that and why it's necessary and how it promotes healing. Excuse me, I just had dinner and all of those good things. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Let me do a quick introduction. My name is Leslie Nance, certified holistic nutritionist, certified holistic cancer coach, certified plant-based chef, on and on and on. Here to really help you have a meaningful relationship with your body, your mind, and your soul. And we're going to talk about cancer bossing us around a little bit. Hello, Anne. It's good to see you. Now, I have talked to Anne recently. Hi, Richard. It's good to see you, like hours ago. It's good to see you too, Richard. Thank you guys so much for joining in tonight. The only way that I know that you're here is if you leave a comment or an emoji. So if you want to do that in the comment box, I would absolutely love that. So we're just going to jump right in because I have a lot of territory to cover tonight. Sorry, I was a little bit late. Had to squeeze in dinner between client calls and this training tonight. So let's talk about what happens when cancer. Hi, Dawn. It's good to see you. Hello, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. It's good to see you. But what happens when cancer is bossing us around? So if you have watched my my training about the 5 shifts that you need to make to become the boss of your cancer, and if you have not, oh my gosh, you should go watch it. I'll put a link in. If you've not seen this training, let me put it in. So bit.ly/cancer boss. If you have not seen this training, you should totally go check it out. Hello, Mary Luz. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. There we go. That's the registration page for it. If you've not seen that 5 shifts workshop, you should go check that out because it's pretty darn amazing. There's a special offer at the end, so make sure that you watch it all the way to the end. It's a special offer to book a call with me. So, but we talk about cancer bossing us around and all the things that are happening in our lives if cancer is bossing us around. And I have to tell you, this is a dangerous place to be in. When cancer is bossing us around, we have actually weakened our defense system against the disease itself. And so you don't want it bossing you around. But when cancer is bossing us around, we have a hard time finding something to celebrate. But I promise you that there is something every single day in your life to celebrate. I promise you. Cancer or no cancer, there is something to celebrate. So I'm going to try to ignite that thought process in you tonight and empower you. Hi, Edwin. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to try to ignite that thought process in you tonight and give you some food for thought, some things to think about as far as celebration is concerned. All right. So I do these trainings on Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. We should be, I bet you're right about that, Richard. Richard's like, nothing boss me around. Just telling you right now. And nothing bosses me around. But we do these trainings on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, and we should be back to a more regular scheduled programming. This Thursday, we're talking about the top 3 things that you need to avoid if you have active cancer. So you want to check that out. I'll give you a hint. They're not all foods. So you want to watch that training. If that's something that you're interested in, you can find that link in the group. But just, hi, Cece. It's good to see you. Hey, girl. And so I always want to be like Carla Hall. Hey, girl. Hey, but I can't steal her thing. I need like my own thing like that. But it's good to see you, Cece. Thank you for being here. All right. So here's the dealio. One of the keys to learning how to celebrate small successes in our lives, especially when we're dealing with active cancer or cancer diagnosis, or even a recent cancer diagnosis, even winning the cancer battle, is to realize that this is not something that happens overnight. So every single one of you has been privy to a success story with cancer. I think Dawn was here with us. If she's still here, I didn't see any comments from her. But Dawn and Matthew, myself, we have successful stories regarding cancer. And every single one of you has been privy to hear a story of somebody who miraculously survived cancer. And as a business person, I have to tell you that this exists in spades. As a business owner, as a small business owner, in that world, this thought process, what I'm about to say, exists in spades. And I'm going to give you this is like this sort of thing in just a second. But the thought process that surrounds that when we hear that success story is that it was a miraculous thing and that it just happened. Like it just, ta-da! I don't have cancer anymore. And a lot of times that's total BS. I know a lot of people, I talk to people every single day who are in an active cancer diagnosis. They have active cancer in their body, and either they're in treatments or they are, or they're fighting it holistically, or they're marrying the two together, which is actually what I teach, marrying those two principles together, medical and holistic, to get like amazing outcomes. And I talk to them every single day, and so many of them feel like there's like a magic wand that somebody can wave and say, woohoo, you don't have cancer anymore. But what you don't see is all the work that Matthew, who's here with us tonight, and Dawn, who was here with us earlier tonight, and me have gone through to produce this outcome. Hi, Suzanne, it's good to see you. To produce this outcome of not having cancer in our body. So the principle to remember here is that this is a process. This is not an event. And the difference being that a process takes time. It's a step-by-step. It's a step-by-step process that gets you to your end results. I had to walk through it. Matthew had to walk through it. Dawn had to walk through it. Any of you that have survived cancer, you had to walk through a process to get that result in your life. Now, let me go back to the business world, because maybe this will set in even a little bit deeper for you. So in the business world, you see people that people will deem a unicorn. And when they call somebody a business unicorn, what they mean, and we could use this for cancer unicorn as well, what they mean by this is that they're very rare, and that they just like, they started a business and it was like instantaneous success. And they call those people unicorns. And so let's liken that like cancer, right? They had a cancer diagnosis and then all of a sudden they didn't have cancer anymore. And it feels like a unicorn because you don't have any sometimes you don't even have any personal attachment to that person. And so you don't see all the work that they've been and put into it. So when I first started my business, people were calling me a business unicorn. They were like, you're just totally like, you just said you were going to do it and then you just did it. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? This has been like 3.5 years of hard labor to get even this much. Now, I don't measure financial success. I measure effectiveness on how I work with my clients. I measure the effectiveness and the way that my clients are succeeding. But a financial success, it's been 3.5 years to get this much financial success. Right? Now, my client success is like this. I have a huge huge amount of client access, but those don't always equate in numbers. But people were calling me a business unicorn. They were saying, wow, you just said you were going to do it, and then all of a sudden you're just doing it, and now you're doing it, and now you have like this whole big business, and la 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 la. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And we see this like when we think about mentors, right? We think about you guys have unicorns. Hands got unicorn. I love it. You want to be a unicorn? You cannot. There are no unicorns. They don't exist. Everything, and that's going to be my point, is that everything that we do takes work. You got to work for what you want. What do you want? What do you want? You want to be cancer free? You got to stinking work for it. You want your cancer to go in remission, or you want it to stop growing? You got to do the work. Sometimes you got to eat things you don't want to eat. Sometimes you got to screw your head on right. Sometimes you got to work on that mindset. And I have to tell you, for a lot of people, that mindset is harder than the diet part of it. And my mentor will say to you, sometimes it's not what you're eating, but it's what's eating you. I said that to somebody today, and it kept it fresh in my mind. Sometimes it's not what you're eating. Sometimes it's what's eating you. And so the keys to the success of this, to the celebration that I'm about to tell you about, is to realize that you're not going to win overnight, that this is a process and that this is not an event. And cancer creates an urgency in us like nothing else. I have worked with people who have heart disease. I have worked with people who have serious autoimmune diseases. I have worked with people that are in liver failure. I've worked with people that have had, did just regular like nutritional counseling before I started doing just solely cancer counseling. As that business, as the cancer counseling got more and more prevalent in my life, then I dumped the rest of the nutrition that I was helping people with, just general things. And I can tell you that there is nothing that can happen to us that feels as urgent as cancer does. And we want it fixed, and we want it fixed now. And that creates a false sense of security that that's possible, because we know somebody that did it, but what we don't see is all the work that they had to do, all the changes that they had to manifest in their life, all the lifestyle changes that they needed to commit to, the mindset changes, the truly believing that they could survive this. I can tell you that Matthew truly believed that he was going to survive his cancer, and he did. And he employed the means to do so. And he's here to talk about it today. I'm the same way. I truly employed the means to survive this. They told me I would have cancer all over my body in a year. It's been 6. I don't have any cancer in my body, right? Yeah. It's true, Richard. It's totally true. Yep. So there you go. Yeah, full on emergency mode, aren't we? Yep. I know. Okay, so when we are in this mode, we tend to focus only, I have notes, that's why I'm looking down. We tend to focus only on the end goal instead of all the steps that it takes to get to that goal. You know it's true. You know it's true. You know that you are constantly focusing on the end goal. And it's okay to focus on the end goal. And I'm going to share a little secret with you. It takes 2 kinds of goal making. I shared this on my radio show on Saturday. It takes 2 kinds of goal making. One, you have to have an end goal. You have to know what it is more than anything in the world that you want. You have to know what is the most important thing in the world to you, and what is that thing that you want. And sometimes even when you have cancer, it's not beating cancer even. It's something even bigger than that. Like beating cancer is just a stepping stone to that thing that you want the very most in your life. What is that? Whatever that is, you should be obsessing about that. You should be obsessive. I have goals in my mind. I have financial goals. I have spiritual goals. I have physical goals. I have mental goals. I have goals that I want to achieve with my clients and how many people that I want to help. I have goals for my business and how I want it to grow so that I can help more people. And so But having these long terms, like ultimate, like, oh, goal and obsessing about it is going to give you something so valuable that will keep pushing you forward every single day. And when you feel like you're about to fail, when you feel like you're about to stumble, when you feel like you want to give up, all you have to do is think of that big, massive goal and all the obsession that you've put around it and how much you want it. But to get to that goal, you need to have little tiny steps in between, little bitty goal markers, right? Little bitty goal markers that take you to that next step so that you can reach the ultimate goal. And so if we're only focusing on the end goal and not focusing on all the steps that it takes to get there, guess what happens? Guess what happens? You get kind of disappointed in the system. You get kind of disappointed in yourself. And so this is why celebrating is so, so important, right? Oh, that's wonderful, Edwin. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah. Marcy's saying they gave her fiance 2 months and wants to prove them wrong, right? I understand, Marcy. I understand. So this is why we should be set, because of that phenomenon of getting frustrated because you want the end goal so bad and you're not focusing on the little tiny goals that it takes to get to that big fat end goal at the end. Because of that, that is why we should be celebrating. We have to celebrate even the smallest of the smallest goals. The smallest of the smallest goals. And so I'll give you some examples. When I was diagnosed with cancer, one of my small goals was to stop drinking sweet tea. Do you know how long it took me to stop drinking sweet tea? Because I know a lot of you are like, I'm not drinking sweet tea anymore. And then as soon as a glass of sweet tea gets in front of you, you drink it, and then you feel all guilty and bad. And you're like, I shouldn't have drank the sweet tea. I should have done that. That was so stupid. I should have done that. But cancer creates this sense of urgency in us that if we mess up, that we've messed up for good. If we mess up, it's all over. Surely I just made the cancer grow because I drank a glass of sweet tea. You know how long it took me to stop drinking sweet tea? After I was diagnosed, and I knew that I needed to stop, but I'm a Southern girl. I'm from Texas. It's like liquid in the veins. You're born like you get sweet tea in your bottle when you're a kid. I mean, it's serious. But do you know how long it took me? Anybody want to take a guess? Some of you probably already know, right? Anybody want to guess how long it took me? I'll wait a few seconds. But it's because of this, it's why we should be celebrating these small goals, right? I love that. You saw a skull and crossbones, like poison, CC. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. 24 hours. No, I wish it took me that long. Nope, that's a decent guess, but think much longer than that. 4 months. Nope. I know you're impatient. I know it's impatient in rehab, but it's good for you, Richard. And trust me, my mom had a stroke in 2008, and it made all the difference in her world when she did the rehab. They really, really helped her get a lot of mobility and helped a lot of things. So stick with it. Use it as a gym. Think of it like being like living in a gym. No, it took me a year and a half. A year and a half to stop drinking sweet tea. Now, I will tell you that I went from Splenda tea prior to cancer diagnosis to drinking sweet tea because I could not give it up. It took me a year and a half to stop drinking sweet tea. And when I did, when I finally gave it up, you can bet your bohiney. Who used to say that? I used to have a relative that said bohiney. Okay, you can bet your bottom that I celebrated, and I celebrated big and not with sweet tea. Yeah. There you go. Yes, I celebrated big when I let go of that obsession in my life. It was so hard. It was one of the hardest things I gave up. I gave up Diet Dr. Pepper within hours. Like, well, not within hours, but like they're like, don't drink it. And I'm like, okay. And I quit. And I'd been drinking it my entire life. Again, I'm from Texas. It runs in your veins. I mean, Diet Dr. Pepper and sweet tea, those are like your two liquids. Like you don't even think about water because it's always Diet Dr. Pepper and sweet tea. And so I'm from Texas, so I can say that, by the way. Yeah. So it took me a really long time to give up that. And so, but when I did, that was actually a short-term goal in my health, of the ultimate goal that I wanted, which was to live the rest of my life never hearing the words, "You have cancer" again. So as long as that took, that was still a short-term goal for me, is to give that up. And it took me a year and a half to do it, but I still celebrated it. I was so proud of myself when it was finally out of my life. Okay, that's why we should be celebrating these accomplishments. And the other part of that is that if we don't celebrate even our tiniest little successes. So one of my little tiny successes was actually making a decision not to color my hair. I know it seems so trivial, right? But it was a tiny little decision that I needed to make. And I just didn't want to put the poison on, like to put the color. And you can't see, but I don't think you can see, but there it is. See, I have a fair amount of gray hair and I have really, really dark hair, as you can tell, and you cannot see it in this camera, but I have a fair amount of gray hair and I'm 48. And the first thing I think of is like, I want to color my hair because I don't want to look old and, whatever. And I made a decision one day. I remember consciously making a decision as I was debating about coloring my hair, and I celebrated that. I was like, you go, girl, you go. You go that you didn't color. And I was telling everybody, I made a decision today that I'm not going to color my hair, and they could care less, but I was super stoked about it. I was super happy that I was feeling confident enough that I did not need to color my hair, because I've never colored my hair in my life. And so anyway, so I was really happy about that. I was like, yeah, it made me feel super confident, but I celebrated that. But it's so easy to get unmotivated because we don't realize how far that we've come if we don't do these celebrations, right? Yeah. If you don't keep track of these milestones, of these little celebrations, these little things that you do, it's really, really easy to get unmotivated because you don't realize all the amazing changes that you have made in your life. Does that make sense? Right? I embrace my gray too. Hi, Carla. It's good to see you, right? I totally embrace my gray now. I'm like, I got gray. Like, I'm waiting for somebody to ask me if I want a senior discount. I'm just hoping that somebody will say, do you want a senior discount? Yes. I mean, I'm not old enough, but yes, I do. Oh, goodness. So I guess my bottom line of this whole conversation is, right? There you go. I love that, right? If your insides are beautiful, then the outside is just going to be beautiful no matter what. I love that, Carla. So if you are having a hard time learning to celebrate, if this is something that is difficult for you, if you are struggling with cancer and cancer is bossing you around and you are not seeing any lights at the end of any tunnels. In fact, it's so dark, you don't even see that you're in a tunnel. If this is you, then one thing that I would recommend is to definitely, hey Jay, it's good to see you here. Is to definitely go up to the top of the comments feed. I put in a link up there for a registration page, and it's a register to take to learn the 5 shifts that my clients take to regain their strength after surgery and during treatments, but also to become the boss of their cancer. And if you want to be a boss of your cancer instead of your cancer bossing you around, go watch that webinar. If you've already watched it and you're like, I know I should talk to Leslie. I need to talk to Leslie. I need to get on the phone. I need to talk to Leslie. I need to talk to Leslie. And you're just sitting on the fence, right? If you're just sitting on the fence and you know that you want to talk to me and you haven't made that, then I'm going to drop a link right here. It's super easy to follow. It's going to say gotokitchens.com/apply. I'm just going to drop that right there. You can book an appointment. You can book an appointment directly with me. Maybe, oh, there it goes. Okay. You can book an appointment directly with me. I will tell you that I do have a few appointments next week, but most of them are booking out even the week after that. I'm very, very busy. But you guys are the most important to me. I mean, you're my peeps. You're my clan. You're like it. And so, so go check out that link. If you want to book a call with me, try to find a time in there that works for you. I would love, love, love to hear about your journey. I would love to talk to you about why you think cancer is bossing you around and what you can do to get a hold of that situation. So I'm going to offer that up to you. So learn to celebrate. Learn to celebrate even the smallest of smallest things. And enjoy that. And a lot of times when we have cancer, the oppression of the cancer, when cancer is bossing us around, it just feels like this heavy weight and nothing makes us happy. Like nothing satisfies, right? Like nothing can satisfy what's inside of you because cancer is just like sitting. It's like sitting on you. And so everything that you do or you try to feel or any emotion that comes out feels like a negative emotion. And so I want to challenge you today to start moving that in the other direction and really paying attention to the fact that if you do small celebrations, whatever it is, like finding something to celebrate every single day, it makes all the difference in the world. Like today, I'll give you an example. I met some of the most amazing people today. I talked to some of the most amazing people today that are dealing with active cancer, and they are just, oh my gosh, it's just, they just are like total warriors. But you know what? They're also vulnerable, and not vulnerable, but vulnerable. I don't know what vulnerable is. I don't know what you are if you're vulnerable, but if you're vulnerable, right? Oh, thank you, Anne. That's so sweet. Thank you, Anne. You are doing the work. Anne's doing the work, you guys. And it's even with setbacks, Anne is like, I'm doing the work. I'm doing this. And it's amazing. It's amazing to watch her step out of fear and into confidence. And it's just been a beautiful thing to watch. Anyway, but if the people that are vulnerable, forget it now, about their situation with their cancer are the ones that are poised for success. Right? They're like ready to like leap out and have that success because they realize that there's a problem, and then they find out that there's a solution, and it just starts from there. Success just goes like this. It just keeps going up, 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 up. So I want to challenge you today. This is the goal. This is the takeaway today. And that is to celebrate something every single day. And then I want you to report back in the group on what those celebrations are doing for you. Finding something every single day to celebrate. Okay? I celebrate that I also got to do yoga this morning, and I didn't think I was going to get to. And I actually worked on a recipe today. Met with some amazing clients today. It's been a very busy day, but oh my gosh, got some amazing reports from people today. Just lovely, lovely day today. So, all right, you guys, that is all I have for you. I will be back on Thursday. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on the Cancer Coach Talks. I'll be back on Thursday at 6 p.m. We're talking about the 3 things that you should never do if you, or you should avoid, actually, 3 things that you should avoid if you have active cancer. We're going to talk about that on Thursday. I'll give you a hint, and not all of them are food. Actually, only one of them is food. So the other ones have to deal with your emotions, and so super excited to share those with you. So make sure you sign up, make sure you turn on notifications for the group. If you turn on notifications for the group, then you get a ping when I go live. You'll get a notification in your Facebook feed, in your notification feed that I'm live, and so that you never have to miss a thing. If you're watching this in replay, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you guys have an amazing evening. Smile. You're not on candid camera, but smile, fake it till you make it. One of the best exercises I can teach someone is to get in that mirror and to stare at themselves and make stupid faces and smile with the biggest, stupid, crazy smile that you can until it actually brings a smile on your face. A smile is medicine. A smile is healing. One day we'll talk about the greatest vitamins that you can use. They're Leslie vitamins, by the way. The greatest vitamins that you can supplement with to help beat your cancer. And hashtag, they're not what you think. So, all right, you guys, have a great great evening. I will see you back here on Thursday. Remember to celebrate. That's your goal. Celebrate something every single day. And I hope that if you are ready to reach out, that you will do so. And if you haven't watched that training, go watch that, because it's super powerful. So see you guys. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Oh, 6 comments. I better go look. There you go. You're not the problem. You're the solution. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, Kathy. So good to have you here. I'm so glad you made it this evening. You're welcome, Cece. Yes, all the good stuff. You're welcome. You're welcome, Mary Luz. Thank you so much. Thank you, Richard. Thank you guys for being live with me tonight. I'll see you on Thursday night. Big hugs and kisses to all of you. Until then, bye, everybody. See ya.